Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of StressFreeDriver.com. Today's comparison is going to be between the truck. We got the truck is mine, and I'm an independent owner operator, as you probably know by now, and I also do some ride share with Uber and Lyft. Been doing that for 4 years now. 4 years on Uber. 2 years on Lyft, and what I thought would be really cool, well, actually somebody asked for it, somebody requested a comparison between Uber and Lyft, rideshare, and also the truck. And so let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. I bought this car brand new in 2015, and it's been very reliable for me. It's a very comfortable car, and what passengers say is that it looks very small on the outside, but it is very roomy and spacious on the inside, and I've really enjoyed it. And next up, we got the 2018 Dodge Ram 3500. It is a diesel 4x4. I'm real happy with this truck. It's very comfortable. I did put aftermarket shocks in there, Rancheros. And I did that when I didn't know that I was going to buy a semi. But, you know, trucking business is kind of thing where there's things that you would do differently, but in order to get into the business, you kind of have to get in there and do it and then learn from doing it. And there's very little I would do differently. The best feature in this truck is the custom sleeping bed inside. I made a video about that, and you can check that out yourself in some of the other videos, and I'll provide a link in the description. Just a real quick recap that StressFreeDriver.com has free resources, tips and strategies and education coach. It has some free stress resources, and on Patreon, I'm named the Stress Free Driver. It's $5 a month. If you're watching this video, you're obviously a member, you're a patron of mine, and I do appreciate you because I can spend a lot of time with you on tips, strategies, and education and coaching on stress and resiliency. I've got a lot of experience in that area. Been deployed twice. I'm a clinical social worker. I am licensed in North Carolina and Texas. I'm also board certified nationally. And I'm also an independent trucking owner and operator. Some people call me a driver. I'm not just a driver. I don't work for a company. I work for myself. And again, I really, really appreciate my patrons. I've only got a few right now, but I really appreciate my patrons because over the years on Facebook, I've provided these types of analyses along with a lot of coaching and education on stress and resiliency for free. I've done it for free. Don't expect anything in return for that. It's just a gift that I was giving people. Now that I'm retired, in order to spend my time more wisely, I do need a little more motivation. Okay, and it's just $5 a month. It's a very small thing to get for tips, strategies, education, coaching on stress and resiliency. I'm doing this for truckers, especially truckers. There's nothing out there for them in this area. I don't see much at all. So I just went down the list. Gross sales. This is something else I don't see people talk about. They never use that term in trucking, and I think they should, because that's exactly what it is. The gross sales in trucking were $3,850 against $3,094, and this was 11 of my best days in trucking against 31 days of my best days in Lyft and Uber. And again, we've got the miles over here against that many miles, 5,740. Fuel cost, you see the comparison, miles per gallon. I'm getting I'm likely getting better than this. The other thing I want to talk about real quickly is that these miles, sometimes this isn't accurate because this isn't miles of Lyft and Uber. Sometimes I'm just running errands and doing other things. I've got some other things that I'll do comparisons against, including social work, because I think that's relevant. We're going to compare all of them. It's a unique set of skills that I have, and I'm going to provide to you, and I appreciate you supporting me doing that. And so then as we go down the list, we got rate per mile, or I'm sorry, revenue per mile. Got $1.53 against the revenue per mile against Lyft and Uber, and then the profit margins, and then I included insurance analysis. So up here, if we just go back to the top to analyze these numbers, we've got when we adjust for the insurance cost during this time period, it's about $1,150 per month for commercial insurance at this time. It's a little bit more now because I have a semi truck. A friend of mine was asking me, "Do you own the big green truck?" Yes, I own the big green truck. I own this pickup truck that I'm doing this this analysis in, and then I own the car as well. So they're all mine. But the insurance for the car is about $114. So when I adjust for those, we get $3,436, and that's 14% more than the gross sales, adjusted gross sales of $2,950. So check goes to the truck. Trucking, obviously 36%, 30 or 11 is 36% of those days. Then we've got the miles in the truck, 44% less miles. Then we got the fuel cost, and then obviously with the fuel cost, the car did a lot better, 4 times better in the car. Okay, and the profit margin in the car was much higher, was significantly higher, about 15% higher than the truck was. So it all comes down to, interestingly enough, it comes down to something that this site is all about. Again, the site is The Stress Free Driver on Patreon, and combining those, keeping that in mind, we want to, the next analysis is we're going to talk about a stress comparison. I'm not going to do a video on that, but one of the major components, one of the more important components in this analysis is which one is better. So obviously, money-wise, trucking kind of takes it. I mean, 36% less time, 44% less days. I spent a little more in fuel, but that's not gonna. The revenue per mile was $1.53. That's pretty powerful. But what's also really powerful is this. This is over-the-road trucking. There was a point in time where I was on the road for 45 days. I was not home for 45 days. And so when I look at what's most important to me, in terms of being able to be home every night, this is a big deal. I'm going to give, in my analysis, for me, Lyft and Uber, and this, obviously, if you're considering doing Lyft and Uber, then, you can keep this in mind. But for me, the difference is definitely in favor of Lyft and Uber. Ride Discount Dev and Dev and View are the referral codes. But yeah, give me feedback on this. What do you think? You know anybody that does any independent trucking or just trucking? And what do you think about this analysis? What kinds of things? What are your questions about stress over the road trucking, particularly with that 45 days? I have a lot of things to tell you about that. Again, I got a lot of ideas on what to do. I provided a few articles, but I'd really like to prioritize things based on what my patrons are asking me to do. I've been in, just real quickly again, I've been in combat stress control units. I've been in family advocacy. I've been in inpatient psychiatry, providing social work services. And yeah, I've been inpatient psychiatry. I've worked a lot with military police. I've worked with other social workers, obviously. I've worked with psychiatrists and psychologists. Done a lot. I've worked with units deployed. We made a resiliency course for troops that were deployed, and that was a lot of fun. We wrote about that, and I'll provide that article on the website, on Patreon, and also on the website, because I think it's a pretty interesting study that we did. But while also providing resiliency training for troops that were deployed. That was in Afghanistan, Bagram, Afghanistan. So done a lot. I just, I need your feedback on what you would like to see more of. Okay, talk to you later. Appreciate you.